Their part in the struggle for Kenya's independence and their efforts were rewarded on December 12, 1963.
But there is one special place in Kenya's history books for the famous Kapenguria Six, led by Kenya's first president Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. As the gallant Mau Mau fought the colonialists in the forest, the Kapenguria Six valiantly led the struggle on the legal front, culminating in their arrest and detention in October of 1952.
Indeed, and on today's edition of Kenya at 50, KTN's Ben Kitili tells the story of these great men who are fondly referred to as the founding fathers of the Kenyan nation.
The battle for independence in Kenya was fought on various fronts. As the bold Mau Mau fought the colonialists in the forest in Nyandarua, Mount Kenya and the Aberdares on the real front line, there was a strong wave of African nationalism as various political leaders from across the country tried to fight for independence on the legal front. It wasn't always smooth between these politicians and the Mau Mau, as it happened in October 1952. The Mau Mau High Command allegedly orchestrated the murder of Senior Chief Waruhio. Then political figure Jomo Kenyatta publicly denounced the Mau Mau. Those happenings had, however, already put in motion a series of events that would change the abrasive British colony of Kenya forever. In October 1952, the fight for independence in Kenya went up a notch higher. Then Governor of the British colony of Kenya, Evelyn Baring, declared a state of emergency. This was followed by the arrest of 6 influential political figureheads: Fred Kubai, Bildad Kagia, Kungu Karumba, Jomo Kenyatta, Paul Ngei, and Chieng Oneko. With the arrest of the 6 leaders, the road to independence didn't look so clear. The 6 were brought here in Kapenguria, hundreds of kilometers from Nairobi, to ensure minimum leakage of information regarding their trial. This is where Kenyatta and the 5 other heroes spent 6 months in detention, locked out from the rest of Kenya.
Born in 1902.
This is now National Museum, but the cells where the Kapenguria Six were locked are intact, complete with their names on the cell doors. Small solitary cells and no beddings for 6 months.
We are told they were traveling down almost 4 kilometers to fetch water themselves, but under strict, very high security.
61 years later, one can almost feel the eerie ambience of this place when the Kapenguria Six were here, as the rest of freedom fighters regrouped. One cannot fail to notice that Chieng Oneko's cell is apart from the rest. There is a reason for that.
Chieng Oneko reappealed. He was released, was set free, and immediately he stepped outside. He was rearrested again because of fueling the Mau Mau activities in other parts of the republic. So the court ordered him out of the series, the 6.
Life was not easy for the 6. Mzee Tuot Cherel Mot lives in Kapenguria. He was employed here, then the DC's office as a guard, when the Kapenguria Six were incarcerated.
Watu wa Afrika ambaye anasimamia vile vile, lakini wasungu ndio walikuwa saidi, ndio walikuwa anakapa hawa. Hawa sijui kama chakula yao wanalete na mekani.
The trial of the 6 was held here in Kapenguria, a few meters from these cells. This now Chawayet High School is what served as a courtroom to try the 6. The proceedings were presided by Judge Wansley Thacker. Here, Kenyatta was charged with inciting the Mau Mau, urging them to murder, burn and commit other atrocities, as well as being part of the initiation. The trial of the Kapenguria Six lasted a total of 48 days, and the verdict?
They were sentenced to 7 years, hard labor, and house arrest. They were taken to Lokitang. And then immediately after the 7 years, they were brought to Lodwar, where they started serving the house arrest.
Today, all 6 are dead. But even though some of the other 5 served in Jomo Kenyatta's government, Many of them regrettably died in humiliating conditions for the heroes that they are. Ngei served as a cabinet minister from 1964 to 1990. A leftist Kanu politician, Kagia became a member of parliament and later a cabinet minister before being removed by Kenyatta. Bizarrely, Oneko was imprisoned by Kenyatta from 1969 to 1974, but later also became a parliamentarian. Kubai was a member of parliament as well, serving from independence to 1974. Karumba disappeared during a business trip in Uganda. The legendary detention of the Kapenguria Six is inked in Kenya's history books as a catalyst for arguably Kenya's most important political development, the attainment of independence. And the Six, although now a mere memory for most Kenyans, will forever remain heroes for generations to come. Ben Kitili, KTN, Kapenguria, West Pokot County.